All right, for 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection and convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com is the way that tire buying should be. So, Bucky, you have more NFL experience in your pinky toe than I will ever experience in my entire life.
Maybe not. It's not always guaranteed. Pinky toe is small.
And you know what? I'm 35. Maybe I got a future ahead of me.
You never know.
The Saints drafted a 25-year-old quarterback. So
yes, they did. You never know. There's always a chance.
Got a fully guaranteed contract. All right, but as far as I can tell, in the NFL, there's a few different ways that you can get a job. Right? You can either win that job out, like through just being better than the other person who's ahead of you in that position. That person who's ahead of you in that position can get hurt or do something disciplinary to where they're suspended for that game. Then all of a sudden you step in, you have 3 interceptions, and all of a sudden that person is now demoted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mo Lewis hits Drew Bledsoe.
Boom, Tom Brady.
Boom, Tom Brady. Late round pick. Walks into Foxborough and history after that.
Yep.
Right? You see this all the time. Kirk Cousins was a 4th-round draft pick in Washington, who in the same draft where a guy was drafted with the in the 1st round with RG3.
RG3, yeah.
Right? Ended up, Kirk Cousins is the guy that ended up getting the multiple, and obviously didn't get a long term, but the multiple franchise tags. He got paid in Washington and then went on to have the long career. The last one I can think of, Dak Prescott was not a starter in the NFL until Tony Romo's back hurt. And then once Tony Romo's back stopped hurting, Tony Romo was then a backup.
It was over.
So when I peruse the internet and Elon Musk's Twitter and the various sports television shows, and I see people of repute saying that Shedeur Sanders is being sabotaged because he is getting the opportunity to start Friday. It doesn't necessarily square with what I believe to be true, but again, I don't have a lot of NFL experience, and my NFL experience, your NFL experience, pales in comparison to mine. Is this a possibility?
Sabotage. I think sabotage is an interesting word.
Like, break that down for me, if you.
So the way that I see it, the way the reports have come out, Kenny Pickett is dealing with a hamstring injury. Dylan Gabriel is also dealing with a hamstring injury. Joe Flacco is the presumptive starting
he's 40,
quarterback.
So he's got an injury when he gets out of the bed.
But they want him to be the starting quarterback, so they want to keep him available. Well, if the other 2 guys are down, that moves Shedeur Sanders up. So to me, it's not a sabotage situation. It's a tremendous opportunity. National TV, everyone's been clamoring to see him, whether you love him or hate him. Everyone wants to see him. He has an opportunity to kind of change some of the narrative around him and his game if he shows up and shows out. Because now he creates a conversation that they have to deal with in the building. Because if he plays well, that conversation now comes inside the building because everything at the presser is going to be, is he competing for the job?
Right.
Is he that? So to me, this is a great opportunity. To me, it's actually a no-lose situation for Shedeur Sanders.
Okay, why do you say it's a no-lose situation? Because I definitely see a way that there could be losses here.
No, there's no lose. So he comes in. He was 4th on the depth chart already.
Right.
He was a 5th-round pick. So he's the last one to the table. So if he falters, then everyone is like, well, this is why we took him in the 5th round, because he wasn't better than Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd. Kenny Pickett was a free agent, and Joe Flacco is the whatever. So that's worst case. That's where he started. He wasn't getting reps with the ones anyway.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But if he plays
right
and plays well, now it changes the pecking order a little bit. And it puts more pressure on the other guys to play well.
Because that's the thing that I find there's 2 things here that I find that I think that people miss in this conversation. The first one is Joe Flacco is the starter. He has been named the starter, if not already officially named the starter.
In pencil.
You could write it in pen. They just haven't turned the card in yet. You know, it's like, seriously. And the only reason why is because the deadline hasn't come. He's the starter. You know how I know he's the starter? Because he doesn't have to compete like everybody else does.
Yep.
That's how you know he's the starter. When the starter can go, he's going to be our guy. Now, they've decided that guy is Joe Flacco. For whatever, I'm reporting the facts.
Yep.
All right?
To the facts.
Now, if it's, and I'll say if it's true, I'm not debating the reporters. I'm just saying, like, in this scenario, right? If it's true he's not getting any reps with the ones at practice, it seems to me that the best opportunity, and honestly maybe the only opportunity that Shedeur Sanders would have to make this roster as a backup quarterback, as the 2, is in preseason games on TV. Because if it's happening, it apparently is not getting the opportunity in practice. Earned, sabotaged, whatever. Right? For whatever reason, when they got, how many guys they got out there? Like 75 now or so? Like
90.
90. Out of those 90 guys, they've decided that there's 3 people they'd rather be playing quarterback before him. Now, they're not available. But the conversation, if he comes out and just does, I say just does, like I could go out there and do it, but he goes out there and plays like Trey Lance did in the first half. That conversation Monday morning is going to be, the front page of the Cleveland Plain Dealer is going to be, send Joe Flacco to carpool lane. I want this guy to be my starting quarterback. Right? And that puts the pressure on. Now, I really only think he really has to play better in this competition than Dylan Gabriel. Right? Like, I think, like, because they're kind of fighting, again, for that 3rd spot. And I get where you're saying it's a no-lose situation because he's going to play poorly. He's in the same spot he's in. That's the spot I feel like he's in. They're fighting for that 3rd spot, and Cleveland is kind of, in my opinion, keeping their fingers crossed that somebody would call them and be like, I will offer you a 6th-round pick for Kenny Pickett. You know, I'll offer you a 7th-round pick for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there definitely is that to the mix. Prior to Kenny Pickett's injury, I felt like there were 2 quarterback competitions going on, not one. It was between Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco to be the starter, and then who was going to be QB2 between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
My expectation is both of the rookies are going to make the team. Dylan Gabriel, you draft him in the 3rd round, you're paying him too much to cut him right out the gate. Shedeur Sanders, if you were going to cut him, you're not going to be able to entertain the possibility of bringing him back to the practice squad because somebody else will snatch him up.
Sure.
Because now all the draft stuff is done. Like, now you can take him and just, like, he's a bargain basement deal.
He's in the system now. He's in the NFL system.
Yeah, so
it also to that point, real quick, the salary cap number, not to nerd out, at quarterback is so great for the Browns with Deshaun Watson that also is a heavily incentivized reason to keep 2 rookie contracts. 2
small ones. Joe Flacco's on a 1-year deal. Like, I mean, it makes sense for them to be like, we're going to go with an older guy and then 2 younger guys.
Right.
And for Kenny Pickett or whoever loses between those guys, somebody hopefully will call because inevitably there's going to be an injury in the preseason. Somebody's going to need some depth or someone underperforms or whatever. And so that'll create an opportunity for someone to trade Cleveland for one of the older quarterbacks, which is what they were likely hoping for when they got through the draft.
Right. But the thing here, what I find, now tell me if this is off base because I don't think it is, but one of the things they talk about, like an NBA Summer League, it's like, oh, you're really auditioning for all the teams. Like, you might play for the Magic on Thursday and then get waived, and then by Friday you're now suiting up for the Heat, like type of deal in a Summer League, and because you're trying to get a spot into the league. Shedeur Sanders ostensibly is trying out for everybody.
Always, yeah.
On Friday. And it's going to be like, it'll be the highest, I'll go out on a limb, it'll be the highest rated preseason, at least first half, in 10 years. Right? Like
100%.
Like, without a doubt. Like, people are going to be locked into this.
Yes.
And so, not just us, but fans, haters, media, and everybody like y'all, scouts looking for another arm. And when I see him, like when I saw him in college, I did not see a 5th-round pick. Now, I also don't get paid to evaluate talent, but I didn't see a 5th-round pick. I thought it was a stretch at first, but, like, 3rd round felt right. So at worst.
Yeah, so to me, I saw him as a bottom of the 1st round talent. I thought I assume and still believe that he's going to be the best of all the ones in the class. That's what I felt like when I watched him at Colorado. I continue to feel that way. I won't get off of that.
Well, that's not a hot, like, it may sound hot, like a hot take, but it's really not.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, based on what every coach and everyone has always talked about. They talked about two things that are really important at quarterback: accuracy and decision making. And to me, he was best in show in accuracy and decision making. Arm talent is not what Cam Ward's was or some of the other guys. Athleticism isn't what some of the other guys. But in terms of doing the things that everyone has told us are most important to the success at quarterback, he does those things really well. And not that we're counting stats in training camp or whatever, but people have said he's been on the mark in training camp. So my expectation is if he's been on the mark playing with 3s and 4s against the 2 defense or whatever, he's going to play against the 2s and 3s in the preseason game.
Right.
He should look, I won't say great, but he should look really, really good based on how he's performed. He's playing against backups, vanilla coverages. He should be, my expectation is he's going to play really, really well against that because it's going to be very vanilla, static looks, nothing crazy.
Okay, so take me inside the mind of the coaches, front office, as they're watching him Friday night. What are they looking for to see, okay, this is an improvement? He missed this, so that's why we're knocking him down a peg. Like, how can he raise his status on the depth chart Friday night, even though those guys are hurt?
Well, here's what I'll say. The most movement that you'll see on the depth chart is after this game. Oh. And it's because everything that we've done prior to this in the offseason, OTAs, minicamp workouts, that's all great in shorts. But now we're playing real ball. And in real ball, people change. Some people show up, some people fall back. And so this is a chance for him, if he shows up, for people to be like, oh, he's a legit baller. Like, he literally can play. And that will change the narrative. And that'll start the reconfiguring and the tweaking of the depth chart. Because, remember, there are only 3 preseason games. So this is a big one. The last one is not even really a dress rehearsal. The second one is the dress rehearsal. So he has an opportunity to have a stage to himself. He may play the whole game.
Right.
He may play the entire game. And so he has the entire stage to himself. That is significant for him if he's able to show and prove.
That's the way I take it. And I thought it was that. I saw people saying that this was sabotage because you hadn't practiced with those guys. Right. And I'm like,
you got to figure it out. Now, some of this is you got to figure it out because guess what? If you're a backup quarterback in the National Football League,
exactly,
you don't get many reps in practice.
Exactly,
you may get 4 or 5. Starter goes down. Hey, get up. You ready? And you have to figure out how to operate, how to go, how to make this work. And this will be, I mean, he's lucky that he has a few days to prepare his mind for being the starting quarterback. Most guys don't get that when you're the backup. So we'll get a chance to see how he handles it.
I mean, I watched Baker Mayfield be a Carolina Panther on Monday and win a game and lose me a bet for the Rams.
Oh, because you went to the Rams and you didn't bet on them. You didn't think, no way, Baker Mayfield was going to come off the streets.
You know what, Bucky? I don't consider myself a great handicapper, but I am pretty good. You know what I'm saying? When I am picking bets, but silly me, I thought that, well, the other team's quarterback's only been on the team for 2 days. The team that's had the quarterback since training camp should probably win.
Mm-hmm.
But then I forgot they were coached by Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniel, he has a lot of Super Bowls on this thing.
Yeah. How many was he the head coach for?
I mean.
Whoops.